I don't know whether we're gonna find dead bees or live bees. Drum roll, please. Oh, I don't want to come out here where it's cold. Oh my gosh. It was 17 degrees Fahrenheit last night, and the day before, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And so winter is not letting go too quickly. And today it's February the 29th, leap year. You get a free day on leap year. So today we're back over here. I'm going to put winter bee kinds on all my colonies again because most of them are probably done. It's been a couple of weeks. And we're going to take a look at this one. So we have been on a roller coaster temperature ride, and it's going to continue. Here in Illinois, we can easily get snows and frigid temperatures even next month in March. So I'm not out of the woods by any means. Now, right now it's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so bees are starting to fly a little bit. And so we're going to change this out and see what this looks like. Today, I suspect after 2 weeks, knowing this colony in particular, and all of them are the same way, they will eat through one of these candy boards, which has about 5 pounds of sugar in it and protein, minerals, all that. They'll eat through that in about 7 days. Wow, look at that, bone dry. It's not a thing on, not even a speck of sugar out of the 5 pounds that was on that. So it's a good thing that we looked, because we want them to keep building brood up, so they do need this candy. So here's a fresh one. One of the things I want to point out, to make it fit really good, and you can see right here on this edge, sometimes when we pour them, this gets kind of built up. It won't really sit good, so scrape all the excess candy if you see some. That bee is trying to help us. Scrape all that candy off so that it will fit flat on the next box. We should tell our staff to do that. If you make a mess, clean it up, right? All right, so we'll put this on there. Now keep in mind that when you're working bees, it's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Bees will sting you. Don't think because it's cold that they're too cold to sting you. That's not the case at all. So wear protective gear like I'm doing today. That way you can get the job done. All right, cool. So we got some food on there, another 5 pounds of them, of food to keep them going. I'm glad I caught that. That's really good. I was in Nevada last week thinking, oh, I should have put a winter be kind on my hives before I left. Whew. So this is a good time to kind of let you know that in about March the 4th, so 3 or 4 days, I'm hoping to feed all of my bees 1-to-1 sugar water to build up bees that are going to be foragers on the first things that begin to blossom in spring. And that's going to be, you need to raise bees 42 days out before the first big nectar flow. That's what I'm going to do about March the 4th. So right now we're just keeping sugar, candy, winter bee kinds on there. Then we'll, hopefully if the weather warms up, I can start feeding 1-to-1 sugar water with all the proteins and all that added into it. The thing I'll be watching for, and it's helpful for you to know this, I really can't feed them liquid sugar water until it's warm enough, 50 degrees or higher, when they take cleansing flights, because they'll be consuming more of the sugar water and they'll need to relieve themselves. But you can see today, if I fed them sugar water, they're not really foraging. If you can take a look here, they're flying a little bit, but I would say since it's only 40 degrees Fahrenheit, not much more than about 10 to 20% of the bees are actually going out and flying. So it's really not the time to start feeding. It's still too cold outside. Oh, and I want to show you guys this. I'm going to go down and check on the little round hive. It is so cold and windy right now. You hear that wind? The little round hive, if you don't know about it, I did it as an experiment, and I'm not sure if they're still living. I don't think they are. And I'm going to get the bee out of my photographer's hair, and then we're going to go down and look at the little round hive. Now, before we check on that little round hive that could, let me encourage you guys to please subscribe. Bobblehead David is really looking forward to you guys. Please subscribe. I love to see you guys subscribe. We've made it up to 135,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. And click on the bell so you'll be notified each time I make a new video. Now let's open up the little hive. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one died out on me last fall, but I can't be sure. I looked a few times last fall when my other hives were flying and this one wasn't flying. Yeah, it could be because they're in the shade. Now let me give you some history here on this one. I actually bought it 2 years ago. This will be their second winter. And last winter I overwintered them in a chicken coop without the chickens in there. And they made it through. This year I left them right out in the open. Out here where it's windy. They do have a little protection from this cedar tree here. But I can't treat them for mites because of the circular frames. And I can't really manage anything as far as small hive beetle control. It's just too difficult in this type of configuration. So essentially, this hive has not been managed. I've just opened it up once a year, look at it, and that's about it. But I'm pretty sure like they're toast, but we'll open her up and see. Again, it's about 40 degrees today. I'm not going to lift any frames out. And I don't get in here very often, so it's probably going to be pretty sticky. Stuck together tight. Wow. Ooh, now it's coming apart. I don't know whether we're going to find dead bees or live bees. Drum roll, please. I think this is the little hive that could. So maybe they're alive in there. I see a bee walking. I'm not going to open them too much because I don't want to disturb their winterness. Oh, they're coming out. They're alive. Let's close it up. Oh, they're coming out fast. All right, just 2 deeps, no super here. Let's see what these bees look like. No extra super. Okay, nice size cluster. Let's take a look at the candy board. And look how they've eaten. Is that a small hive beetle? They've eaten the center part. So for fun, we're going to go ahead and give them a new one. And what we're going to do, ooh, they're getting flighty. Over here, we're going to scratch it a little bit, get some of that liquid showing. Oh, it'd be on this side over here. So we'll scratch it up a little bit and we'll give them this new food. Just that way I don't have to worry about coming back out here, at least for a couple more weeks. So that's how much they've eaten here. All right. All right, let's see what we can get into here. Hopefully the hive's still alive. And we'll see if they've eaten much of this candy board. If not, we'll leave it on. Not going to use any smoke. Smoking is really a good option here. So you have to be aware that they could get kind of flighty on you. Okay, now look, smaller cluster over on this side, not eating much because they have, we're going to leave that on there. I'll show it to you. Look at that. See the cluster, the top of the cluster is what we call the top of the cluster. And they actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes on. That's why they're not eating as much of the winter bee kind, is because 4 candy boards, or they have 4 boxes on there. So they have honey, probably a couple of honey supers on there, so they don't need as much emergency food. And that's what we call these winter bee kinds, kind of emergency feed. I'm still miserably cold out here. It is so windy and cold. Even at 40 out here, especially in this yard, it's windy. Never know what you're going to get when you open one of these up. Still got some candy on it. It's pretty heavy. All right. You can see they've kind of eaten the middle. I'm going to bounce some bees off. And let's replace it with a new one because I want to. There we go. All right. Again, this one has 2 deeps and a honey super. So they've got plenty of food probably to go through winter with this super. My winter bee kind was just insurance, and as you can see, they enjoyed eating some of it. So what we'll have to, we just won't have to worry about this anymore. They have plenty of food to get them through the rest of the winter for me. All right, let's keep going down the line. See how this one's doing here. All right. All right. Pretty heavy. Still got some food on there. All right, so they've eaten through the middle part of it there. So we're gonna swap it out. I don't have to, but I just want to. There we go. That gives them the ability to remain clustered in the middle and still have food right above them. Now, as they would continue to eat this, they would go wider on warmer days, but if it gets colder at night, the top of the cluster has already consumed food. They'll just keep spreading out like they're doing now and just move outward. But I'm just going to give them more food. I don't want to have to come back out here and change it anymore this winter. This will be my last winter bee kind for these bees out here this year. Oh, it's really good to be back inside. It is so cold out there. Wow. Hey, I've got a live stream coming up tonight that I'm getting ready for. It's Thursday. If you're watching this some other day, just remember every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'd like to invite you to join me for my live stream. It's a time for us to have a whole bunch of fun together, a community of beekeepers coming together, chatting in the chat, talking about bees, and I always have some giveaways. I always have a chance to answer your questions, and usually have a teaching time to get you up to speed on what's going on with bees. And that's a good thing for new beginners. So join me for my live stream every Thursday, 7 o'clock Central Time, and I'll leave a link right here for you to follow. Also, I'll leave a link right over here where you can click on this link and know all about my live stream. I'll see you guys tonight.